As a K-pop fan, are you curious about the mandatory terms in the contract between trainees and their agencies? In order to establish fairness in the relationship between trainees and entertainment agencies, the Korean Ministry of Culture and Fair Trade Commission has developed standardized contract terms for every trainee. Gracie Grace, a Korean-American YouTuber and musician-rapper who used to be a trainee, has revealed some of the standard terms that are said to be most beneficial to trainees. Contract length. Some trainees spend a decade waiting for their debut, while others could be luckier and only need to practice for a few months or weeks. Accordingly, fans are curious as to how long an entertainment company has the right to keep trainees. According to Gracie Grace, a standard training contract cannot be longer than 3 years. After that period, the trainees are free to choose to extend their contracts to continue their training or to leave the company. Jihyo spent 10 years on training before debuting and achieving the success she has today. Gracie Grace said this is an extremely important contract term to protect underage trainees. For example, Jihyo of Twice and G-Dragon of Big Bang became trainees when they were only 8 years old. At that age, children are still too young to understand the impact that signing a contract has on their lives. For this reason, the female YouTuber asserts that the maximum limit of 3 years for a training contract is great. Training fees. Big entertainment companies like YG, SM, or JYP often bear the full training costs and see it as an investment for their idols. These companies even support their trainees with allowance for personal use. However, smaller agencies often charge trainees for training, leaving expenses and record them as debt that artists must pay back after their debut. Sistar is one of the few idol groups that could fully pay their debt for their agency after only 9 months of debut. This is also a legal condition of the standard contract. However, the terms also state that the amount required by the company must be commensurate with the value of the services provided to the trainees during training. Violation of privacy. When this female YouTuber was a trainee in the early 2010, she was regularly checked by her company for messages on her phone. Thereby, companies want to confirm whether their trainees are dating or not or consider how they spend their personal time outside of practicing. In the standard contract, a clause states that the company is not allowed to invade the privacy or personal rights of trainees other than for training reasons. Although it is not clear what training reason is to allow companies to check trainees' phones, nowadays they are no longer allowed to interfere too deeply in the personal lives of trainees. Crimes. However, companies are allowed to interfere in the trainees' lives if they commit crimes. Under the standard contract terms, trainees are not allowed to engage in illegal activities. This clause is included in the contract to protect the company's reputation and ensure that they can terminate any trainee who are involved in drugs, underage drinking, cheating, fraud, harassment, and similar crimes. Mental health. Suzy, Hichul, and many K-pop stars today have opened up about their battle with depression as well as other mental health-related issues. In fact, many trainees also face the same problem. They didn't even have the support of the fans to get through the difficult time. Fans often criticize agencies for neglecting their artists' mental health, but under a standard internship contract, the company is still obligated to provide psychological treatment for any depression or other illnesses. However, not all companies strictly comply with the terms stated in their contract, which leads to many trainees being affected and suffering from mental illnesses after a long period of practice. Poor management from the management companies. K-pop fans also often complain that management companies have not fulfilled their responsibilities to artists in organizing and promoting comeback activities and other schedules. The company's poor management obviously affects the trainees' potential and capacity to develop. Some artists from small companies said they had never even been to a training session. But the standard contract states now expresses that trainees can discuss how the company carries out its tasks at any time. In the entertainment industry in which the stratification exists, it will be detrimental to the trainees if they don't have the right to voice their opinions. Without explicit permission in the contract, many trainees will find it difficult to seek for better treatment or ask the firm for financial information. Obligations of the trainees. Standard contracts are generally established to protect the interests of trainees. However, they also include some obligations that trainees must fulfill once the contract is signed. While training in singing, dancing, rapping, or the other related skills should be ensured by the companies, trainees must also work hard to develop these skills. The contract provision also states, talent should make every effort to improve their skills and completely comply with a specified training system. Furthermore, companies might ask trainees to fulfill their obligations effectively. This means the trainees may be ordered to terminate the contract by the companies, even before the agreed time period expires, if their skills do not improve.